might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
The Film Lounge presents...
Spoiler free movie review!
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on!
with Chris Gooch.
I'm the dude.
He's right over here. We had to separate him. He was fighting with the other inmates.
Hey, Donnie. Your father was a great man to me.
I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I think you could be great too.
Scott Stapp, the lead singer of crappy 90s soft rock Christian band Creed, isn't the biggest fan of the new movie Creed. Mostly because it lacks any resemblance to his band, and the film's lack of epic guitar solos on a mountain. Thankfully, no one gives a shit about Scott Stapp's opinion because he's the lead singer of crappy 90s soft rock Christian band Creed. However, the new movie Creed is definitely worth your time and effort.
You're not built for this. These boys come in here, they gotta fight for life. People die in the ring. Your daddy died in the ring.
I don't know him. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Creed is the story of a young up-and-coming boxer who's ambitious, angry, but in serious need of a mentor. Oh yeah, and he just happens to be the youngest illegitimate son of former world heavyweight champion Apollo Creed. Not wishing to ride on the coattails of his father's name, he seeks out his father's former rival and friend, Rocky the Italian Stallion Balboa. That's right, this is a Rocky movie. And quite honestly, probably the best Rocky movie since the first one.
I heard about a third fight between you and Apollo. Behind closed doors. That true?
How do you know all this?
I'm his son.
Look, for full disclosure, I should admit that I'm a massive Rocky fan. I enjoy all of them, even number 5. Well, maybe not number 5. Very few films can make me cry, and the original Rocky movie is one of those films. Every time Rocky screams out Adrian's name at the end of the film after getting the absolute hell beaten out of him, just gives me watery eyes and a lump in the throat. This new film will also make you shed a tear on more than one occasion and for very different reasons.
The thing I got is moved on, and I'm here.
You sitting there crying about nobody's around for you. I'm here for you every day. I'm standing right in front of you.
There are so many good things about this film. Yes, it is a Rocky movie, but it's a modern day Rocky movie that uses many of the Rocky templates, but is not a slave to these templates. We have some really creative camera work, particularly in the boxing scenes. The camera always floats over one of the boxer's shoulders, which really brings you into the fight. On top of this, the very first fight is a single camera take, and this really gives you the feel of what it's like to be inside the ring at the time of any given fight. The editing cuts effortlessly from small, intimate details of a scene to really paint a picture, from the setup of a fight to the conversations two lovers can have together. The lighting dips in and out to draw attention during intense scenes to highlight the character's focus during a fight. The narrative has a much more human approach than you'd expect from a normal Rocky film. They're not afraid to touch on the darker implications of life as a boxer. There is far more humility in this film, the kind of humility that hasn't been seen since the first 2 Rocky movies. The characters in this film are far more human, with genuine motivations and relationships that go past the motivations of previous Rocky films, such as "I must break you" or "respect." As a matter of fact, the motivation for Creed is revealed in the final fight of the film, and it's a real punch in the gut, which makes the final fight all that more meaningful.
Your father was special. To tell you the truth, I don't know if he's special. Only you're gonna know that when the time is right. And it ain't gonna come overnight. You're gonna take a beating, you're gonna take this, you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get up, and you're gonna see if you got the right thing.
But let's just focus on the 2 leads for a moment. Michael B. Jordan is charming and likable. He has a remarkable likeness to Carl Weathers, and he has worked hard to get in shape for the film. He is, in many ways, the new and improved Rocky. However, Sylvester Stallone is the surprising talking point of this film. This is Rocky at his most humble. Gone is the vanity that often hindered the other Rocky movies, as we finally see a broken down and retired Rocky Balboa. Many have been suggesting that Stallone could be up for an Oscar nomination, and to be honest, I would be shocked if he wasn't nominated. This is the best version of Rocky we have seen since the very first Rocky film. The emotion is there on his face, and it is real. from when he talks about his son to when he receives some devastating news. Ultimately, Creed is a solid film that lives in the world of Rocky but still stands on its own 2 feet. In many ways, it's like an indie film that just happens to exist in the Rocky universe. The film works for Rocky fans and is still accessible for people who are new to the Rocky franchise. Creed gets 4.5 stars, or 4.5 guitar solos on a mountaintop.
Bring back everything that's ever hurt you. All the pain you had inside. They don't know what we've been through. You belong here.
You should be able to grab one of these birds.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Chickens are slowing down.